Hey friends, Gina here from the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. We are here today to go over the Safety First Turn and Go 360 DLX. So this is another rotational car seat that's come to market, and this one is from a brand called Safety First. So now Safety First is not a brand that I typically carry, but they do make a pretty broad variety of car seats that are very affordable. So anything that's applicable to what might be interesting to our viewers, we definitely want to sort of dive into and see what we can't figure out and see if things are good or bad. So with that, we're going to get into the Turn and Go DLX all-in-one car seat. This guy is going to be an all-in-one car seat. So it faces backwards from 5 to 40 pounds. It will be a forward-facing 5-point harness car seat until a child is 65 pounds. And then it becomes a booster seat up to, 40 to 100 pounds. So, things to know about this seat. I read through the manual. Things that were a little bit interesting were there was some very specific accessory use that you have to have when you're using it. So the body pillow that you'll see on the inside of the seat here, that has to be used always in rear-facing mode and in a forward-facing mode for a child up to 30 pounds. Now, when I raised the headrest up, because it is a no rethread harness, there is like a plastic piece on the back that I think when it's at its lowest sort of comes up under the body of the child to help for body positioning when they're very small. So I think the body pillow for older kids maybe would help with not feeling that piece until it sort of weighs itself down. Not 100% sure, but you do need to use the body pillow up to 30 pounds. Other special things to know about it, it has a seated torso height of 15 inches. And a rear-facing height limit of 40 inches. So I was looking up online last night. An average 2-year-old on the high end would be around 37 inches from what I read. And when we get into ages 3 and 4, they don't gain a tremendous amount of height. You don't really see an average height of 48 inches until a child is around 6 years old. So if we're having a discussion about extended rear facing, it only holds 40 pounds rear facing and a 40-inch height limit, but for most kids that's still going to be aligned with, not best practice, which would be rear facing till the maximum height and weight, but it's going to get up pretty darn high. So that's good. But like I said, it does have a low seated torso height for the forward facing harness. So as your child gets taller, this distance from butt to shoulder is shorter than a typical convertible seat. So most convertible seats that I sell will have a forward-facing harness height of up to 17 inches. So that would be 2 additional inches of seated torso height for the child to grow into the seat. Now, I'm not going to kick this seat at all. Because the price point on it is really, really aggressive. It's $319. To be a rear-facing seat, a forward-facing seat, and also theoretically a booster with rotation, I don't think there's one on the market that's currently more cost-effective. So that's really why I wanted to make sure to get into sort of the ins and outs of this seat. That being said, how does the functionality work? How is it? Let's check it out. If I could have my cameraman come over here and we will install this just to show our viewers. One thing I noticed that was pretty cool is that it's very clearly marked on the seat, squeeze to rotate. The instructions were to rotate the seat toward the door. And then once it meets you, you're supposed to be able to squeeze. There's a handle here on the front. You squeeze that and lift the seat out and set it on the seat next to it. Now, it is attached with a cable, and you can't remove those cables, so that's something to be aware of. In this situation, like, these aren't perfectly level seats. If you were in a captain chair scenario, I think this style of installation would be particularly difficult, but again, not the end of the world, just something to sort of be aware of. And then here you'll see what we're supposed to do is very clearly labeled. So there's a path that opens up. It's telling you to use the seatbelt. We're going to go ahead and set our latch loosely, which is what the instructions say to do. Excuse me, top tether, not latch, top tether. So that's set. And then we're going to use our vehicle belt to run through the vehicle belt path. Go ahead and get that buckled. And then, where's step 3? Oh, I think 3 is tighten. Did they skip step 3 on here? Am I crazy? I see 1, 2, 4, 5. Oh, 3 was here. Take it off. Okay, so we're pulling to tighten this up. We don't want it moving. This is going to turn green. We'll close the door. Now you see here, my window didn't go fully green. It went mostly green. And I can like adjust it manually, so I don't know, you know, I guess I'd probably try to do it a little tighter. I wish maybe that was a little clearer. For now, since it's not in a car, we're just gonna leave it and pretend it's perfect. And then in this case, this will come back on. You tighten the top tether, and then the seat is able to rotate. So the thing that's gonna be cool is that your rotation here is on the back of the seat. And it just scoots forward and backward. I thought maybe there was recline when it was in rear facing mode. Oh, yep, it can. So there's an additional handle here, squeeze to recline. I like that, it is on the back of the seat. I think that's a smart place for it. Easy to find it. The seat does sit nice and upright, so that's cool. And then will it rotate and forward facing into clicking in? It won't. So like a lot of these seats, you have to have it in its most reclined in order to get it to correctly lock into position. So people ask me if these seats rattle. This has some movement on the base. I can't say if it'll rattle when I'm driving because obviously I just unboxed it, so I don't know for sure. But at $320, this is an incredible value. The fabric on it is antimicrobial. It's easy on-off for washing. It also has, I didn't highlight this, a magnetic chest clip. That's kind of cool. A little easier to do for a kid. Get it on and off their body. So that's sort of ins and outs of the Safety First Turn and Go 360 DLX. I will have a comparison video of this versus the Emigo 360 or Emmy 360 from Maxi Cozy. There's some striking similarities between these two products, so we definitely want to highlight that in our next video. Please hit like or subscribe if this is interesting or appealing to you. If you've got questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if my cameraman could hit us off, we're all set. Thank you so much.